Hello everybody from Majuro in the Marshall Islands. We have some big news this week and we are doing a real-time update for you. So to find out what's going on, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be notified of future episodes. If you've been following along with our adventures, you'll know we've been hanging out here in the Marshall Islands since January. Our original plan had been to head south in May to Vanuatu. However, COVID put a stop to that. Rob and I are both New Zealand citizens, so going back into New Zealand was always an option. However, New Zealand is 3,000 nautical miles to the south of here, and with no countries along the way to provide a safe harbour, it really wasn't an option for us.
However, in mid-July, Fiji created their Blue Lane initiative, allowing foreign-flagged yachts into the country. Suddenly, getting back to New Zealand became a possibility. There are strict criteria we have to meet, including a negative COVID test taken no more than 72 hours before departure and hiring an agent to oversee our application. But it seemed a pretty sensible, straightforward procedure.
You may be asking, if we have visas for the Marshall Islands, then why are we leaving?
And that would be a very good question. Our current visas for the Marshall Islands expire in April 2021, and after that we have to leave. Who knows which countries will be open by then? We would probably still have to head back to New Zealand. Fiji may well have closed its borders again. We simply don't know.
That's why we feel the most sensible option is to head back to New Zealand now.
Once we're there, we can stay for as long as we need to. And hopefully by May next year, the South Pacific will be open for business again and we can head to Vanuatu and onwards and upwards from there.
So we have hired a Fijian agent, submitted the paperwork and spent the last week getting ready for the longest offshore passage to date.
Fiji is around 1,700 nautical miles from here if we were able to sail down the rum line. Unfortunately, the trade winds here mean we're going to have to head a long way east before we can head south. So I reckon the journey is going to be probably just over 2,000 nautical miles, which means approximately 16 or 17 days at sea. Upon arrival into Fiji, we're required to do 14 days quarantine. However, days at sea count. So hopefully by the time we get there, it's a case of doing a quick COVID test and then we'll be free to go and explore.
We are here, and we're heading to here. The trade winds will shift from the northeast in the North Pacific to southeast once we are over the equator. Not the best angle when we're heading southeast, which is why we want to set off in very light winds. This will enable us to motor east in calm conditions for the first few days at sea. After that, we're hoping that the forecast easterly winds near Kiribati will help us to inch southeast towards Tuvalu. Once level with Tuvalu, we will be looking to turn southwest for the final run into Denarau on the west side of Viti Levu, Fiji's main island. That's the plan anyway. Weather forecasting is notoriously unreliable more than 3 or 4 days out, so once we're out there, we're just going to have to see what Mother Nature throws at us. Found it. Toilet paper. DT is well provisioned, and we will buy the last of our fresh food supplies just before we leave. There's 500 litres of water in the tanks, and we're carrying 500 litres of diesel, 300 in the tanks and 200 in jerry cans. So we're pretty much ready to go. The last thing to do is to get our COVID test here at the hospital. Once the test is done, we send our results to our Fiji agent for final approval. We've got 72 hours before we have to leave Majuro after taking the test, so timing our weather window and the test is critical. Once we have our weather window, all we have to do is check out with Customs and Immigration, untie our mooring and set sail.
You can follow our progress on our tracker and the link is in the description below. We've uploaded a new episode on YouTube for you to watch next week. After that, I'm afraid there won't be any more new episodes until we make landfall in Fiji, but we hope to see you again then.